Welcome to the Ethical Affiliate, the podcast that's all about living life on your own terms through the exciting world of ethical affiliate marketing. I'm your host, Ida.
And I'm Tim.
And in each episode, we'll be exploring the possibilities, strategies, and mindset shifts that can empower you to build a business that aligns with your values and allows you to design the life you've always dreamed of.
Join us as we share our journey and hear from industry experts and successful affiliate marketers who have embraced this new approach to business. Discover the strategies they use to navigate the ever-evolving digital landscape, build sustainable income streams, and most importantly, live life on their own terms.
So buckle up and get ready for a journey into the world of ethical affiliate marketing. This is the Ethical Affiliate, where we believe that living life on your own terms is not just a dream, it's a reality waiting to be created. Thanks for joining us, and let's dive in. All right, welcome everyone to episode, what are we, Tim? Are we 19 or 20?
Number 20.
No way. How terribly exciting. Number 20. And what a way to celebrate 20. 20 is a bit of a milestone in the podcast world, because quite often people don't get past their 20th episode. But I'm so glad that we made a small percentage get to 20 episodes. So we're a part of that small percentage. So I'm really stoked. And what a way to celebrate than to actually have an amazing woman as our guest, Glenys J. Moore, this absolute machine of a person who not only runs 3 farms, but also runs a very, very successful affiliate business. So without further ado, thank you so much for joining us, Glenys. You are an absolute star. How are you today on this fine morning? Thank you for finding the time in your busy schedule.
Oh, my absolute pleasure, and congratulations again on having your 20th episode going. That's fantastic. So huge kudos to you both as well. That's fantastic. And yeah, beautiful day here. Big frost this morning, but it's beautiful days. So yeah.
That's lovely. Whereabouts are you?
In the central west of New South Wales, a little place called Park. Some people know it as The Dish.
Oh,
if
yes.
they've seen the movie The Dish. Yeah,
I have seen
one
the
of
movie
our
The Dish.
properties actually adjoins The Dish. So
that's fantastic. That is
Parks
absolutely
Observatory.
fantastic. What's it like there? What's it like? I mean, you're in the middle of New South Wales, so it's basically the New South Wales outback. What is that like, weather-wise?
Red dirt plains, beautiful deep rich red soils here. We grow predominantly cropping, wheat and canola and oats and things like that, but we also run a few thousand sheep and some cattle. So but it's a big farming, cropping area, beautiful soils, yeah, beautiful area of Australia. And a little town called Parks, which is about 15,000 people, so a lovely little town for all our goods and services. That's only 15 minutes drive away.
Oh, beautiful. And how long have you been running your farms, Glenys?
I was actually brought up on farms in the mountain area around Bathurst, and I've been on I came out here with my partner, his family farm, so I've been out here about 30 years working the farm with him.
Oh, wow. That is I imagine it would be quite physically grueling doing something like that.
It certainly is, and that was actually one of the reasons I actually looked into trying to create an off-farm income, because although I love what I do, it's just the two of us running the 3 farms, so it's very, very full on, 7 days a week. I think we've had one 4-day holiday in 20 years before I started this business. So yeah, I was just looking for something that wouldn't rely on me working hard physically, that I could set up a good retirement and have money just to do all the things that I enjoy, like my horses or having holidays away with my kids and things like that. I was just looking for something where I could have my own independent income.
And boy, did you find it. So how long have you been in this space, in this particular affiliate?
I've been in this business a bit over 3 years now. Yeah. I'd previously done low ticket network marketing with a fantastic company, Amway, had beautiful products and things, but it just wore me out, just the constant hustle, grind, traveling and things like that.
Yeah.
and it was a lot of work.
Because it's primarily because it was low ticket? Was that your impression? Yeah.
Low ticket, and whereas this online business and affiliate marketing, we can work from home. So I didn't have to go off farm all the time. There was no way I could meet my farm commitments and be off farm, traveling, doing meetings, coffee shop meetings, supporting team and everything like that. Where in this high ticket affiliate marketing business that I was blessed to find, we can do it all online. All the training is provided. So you're not sort of responsible for helping make sure other people are successful and things. It's all in our, we've got a phenomenal training academy that we affiliate with as well. And that has just been, that's absolutely gold, what this, what's been available through that.
So let me say, so you had some network marketing experience prior to starting. Do you think that was helpful for you when you started out?
Oh, absolutely. In some ways it was, but probably it also held me back because I'd been watching these women on Facebook doing something, but all my preconceived ideas, and I'd worked that low ticket network marketing business probably for 20 years. And I knew the work and the load and the approaching people. And I thought, oh, I don't want to go down that track again. And my preconceived ideas, thinking this might have been similar, held me back. Whereas once I learnt and opened my mind up to watch a masterclass and actually saw what this business provided, and that you didn't have to approach people, because we learned through a platform how to do attraction marketing. So people that are actually looking come to us. So you're only sort of helping and working with people that are looking to change something in their lives. So yeah, it was a whole big turnaround in that area. But the low ticket also helped me understand how to sort of help and support people as well, and things like that. So my low ticket was probably an apprenticeship that helped me in this, but I think we all have life experiences, and all those life experiences can actually help us in this business as well, because yeah, everything we learn, every struggle we go through actually makes us stronger, and we learn something. So yeah, they can all add to our success in this business.
That's incredible. Now, you say that it was attraction marketing. So how did it differ for you? Like, how did you find when you first started out in that space? Like, because I noticed on one of your ads and on a few of your statuses, you've mentioned how you never thought you would actually, be talking on a camera, and you were quite shy. So what was it like for you when you first started, when you entered into that space?
Scary.
Yeah.
But I was more scared where I'd be if I didn't do this business, because I'd pulled my head up out of the sand and looked where I was going in life and realized nothing was going to change. And being in the same financial situation in a year or 10 years scared me enough to actually step into this business and overcome the fears of, yes, putting the face on social media and all those sort of things. But it's a step-by-step process. And when you're surrounded by a beautiful community that uplift you and believe in you, and they're actually showing up completely as themselves, it helps you to be, it helps you believe that you can do it too. And that is probably one of the greatest gifts. The financial gifts through this business has been phenomenal, but being in such a positive, uplifting community that just, whether they've got no financial gain from it, they still uplift others. And
that's so true.
When you shine your light and your authenticity, it actually gives other people permission to do the same.
It most certainly does. Kim, do you have any questions? I've got loads, but I don't want to take over the interview. So is there anything that you want to ask Glenys?
I'm intrigued how you actually found this particular product and this particular company, because there's so much out there, and we talk about this quite a lot. There's such a lot of choices, and in this position where you don't know which one to go for. And part of the reason for that is, of course, there are some scammy ones out there. There's plenty of that in all businesses. So how did you actually come across this particular product?
I'd been searching when I had to sort of stop the other network marketing business because it just took too much time off farm. I think I'd always been searching for something in the back of my mind, keeping my mind open. And I knew online was the way of the future. And I also knew it would give me both time and location flexibility so I could work it from home. So I was looking to do something online, and I was trying to come up with my own product, but because I had no tech savvy, couldn't even copy and paste or anything like that, I'd come up with all these ideas that I could get a product and put online, but I didn't know how to actually put websites together or funnels together and all get too hard. So I'd been looking at different things, and sometimes I do believe it's divine intervention as well. I kept seeing these women come up who I actually related to online. They were also off the land, or they might have been a bit horsey minded, or they were just, I just found them relatable, and they were really authentic is what hit me the most. They showed up as themselves, and that is something I really treasured and that I was drawn towards, because sorry, you've disappeared off my screen. That's what, that was something I was actually really drawn towards, because in low ticket network marketing, one of the mottos I was taught was fake it till you make it. And that actually I found really eroded my self-esteem, that I felt I had to put a pretense on. And when I saw these women showing up as their complete authentic selves, I thought, oh, I want to do that. I want some of that. And that is what probably attracted me more than anything. And then I watched a masterclass, and I started to get a little bit of excitement. I had still a lot of doubts, but they offered a 14-day trial into their training academy. And I thought, well, I've got nothing to lose. I'll just check it out. And when I heard the principles and the values in the leaders in that business and how they aligned with mine, I went, found what I was looking for. And I also saw another lady. I saw lots of young people succeeding in this business, but I saw another lady called Fran Griffin. And she was sort of a few years younger than me, but another more mature woman, would we say. And I saw her succeeding in this business. I thought, oh,
doing
if she
really
can,
well.
maybe I can. So, yeah, she gave me the belief that maybe I could do it too.
That's amazing. Was she the person that you, like, is she your direct sponsor, or is she someone that you just saw? Because I'm actually Facebook friends with Fran, and I see her stuff all the time. She's amazing. So how, like, what was your strategy when you first started? So you got on the online academy. What was, like, how were you dealing with learning all this new stuff? Or, because I don't know about you, but I suffer terrible brain fog. So when I first came into this space, I was freaking out. I knew that it was wonderful, but I'm like, so how did you overcome that?
I suffered actually extreme brain fog. That was actually one of the reasons I decided to do. I was looking for something to work my brain, and I'd see people doing crosswords and puzzles, and I'd try it and it didn't work. And it was getting to the point where I was actually stopping being around people because I couldn't even have a conversation. It was getting that bad. I felt people would think I was stupid because they'd ask me something and I'd go to reply and I'd just go into the mist. And I thought, whoa, this is scary. I've got to do something. I've got to work my brain. So that was a real instigator for me to step completely out of my comfort zone into this. So I actually looked at everything. This business did stretch me, but I actually thought, I need it. I need to work my brain. And so there was a real positive in it because it has worked my brain and different things, and it's just been phenomenal, the difference. I still get the occasional bit of brain fog, but when I first started, if I went to do a post that might take me 2 minutes, now it might have taken me 2 hours because I'd think of a word and it'd just disappear. I don't know if anybody out there relates to that and how it feels. So even with brain fog, you can build this business and build it successfully because we've just got to use our brain. This 6 inches between our ears, we either use it or lose it, and it either holds us back or it can pull us forward. It's how we use our brain and what we feed it as well, in affirmations and positivity. And probably how I worked this business in, as I said, extremely busy. I think I was on a chaser bin doing 22-hour days because there was weather coming in when I decided to do this. And people say they're too busy, but time can be either our excuse or it can be our reason. And for me, it was my reason because I wanted to get my time back. And things. So I do things like when I was in internet reception, I'd listen to a podcast or I'd listen to some of the trainings and things while I was driving the tractor in between. I wasn't as fast as others. I was lucky enough to come in what they give a free mentorship in this business. And I was lucky enough to come in with that where I could do weekly little goals that I could fit in. and it helped me sort of prioritize what I had to do just for the week. And I wasn't as quick as some of the young ones, but I decided not in a race with anybody. This is a journey I actually want to enjoy. I want to enjoy this journey well into my latter years. So I just took my time and did it in my space. So I just fitted in whenever I had a small pocket of time. If I was sitting behind a mob of sheep or something, I could pull out my phone and I could learn on my phone while I was doing something. So just multitasking. Women are good at multitasking. And we can fit it in around our lives, our kids and everything else. Life's never ideal. There's always something happening. There's always challenges come up, and it's just trying to, if you want something bad enough, you'll find a way around those challenges.
You're absolutely right. Did you ever struggle with your motivation to keep it all together?
I think everybody does at a stage, but I'm probably, my strength is I'm not great at technology. I'm still not good at technology and things like that. But my strength is my consistency. And I just set myself small daily goals so that I could achieve them. And I set them small. If I did more, great, but I just set small daily goals. And when I achieved them, I pat myself on the back and said, right, I'm doing it. Even if we just did 1% more than we did the day before, over 100 days, that's 100% increase on what we're doing. So it's just doing 1 little percent steps every day and doing them consistently is what I did. I didn't do big things, but I did little things consistently. And that's probably been my greatest strength, is just consistency and perseverance, and not just doing it when I feel like it, because we all have up downs and day downs.
And
yes,
I certainly do.
Yeah, and you just do it regardless of how you're feeling. If you're at a job, you still got to show up at your job, whether you feel great or whether you don't. You still show up. And if you treat this business the same way, you'll be successful, because it's just showing up whether you feel like it or not. You just put the work in, and you'll find that the work, I actually love it. It's helped me tap into a creative side of myself I never knew was there. I love to write. I love to share photos and things like that. So. And I love where we're sharing positivity in this world that really needs it at the moment, and how to uplift others and show others a way out.
I think the need to go out and do something and make sure it's done whether you like it or not is definitely a farming instinct. I totally get where that comes from, because there's no choices in some respects. But I'm curious, I see that you're following the, whatever it is on day 4 or day 5 of the magic. And I'm curious, is that something which is all about positivity, of course, and gratitudes and things, but is that something that you would have been into 6 or 7 years ago?
No. When I was doing low ticket network marketing, I did do a lot of personal development. But then when you've got no light at the end of the tunnel or no goal, why do you do all the positive work? Why would I read a positive book about business if I don't have a vehicle to get me out of the situation where I was? So I found I'd let a lot of that drop off. Also found with the magic, I'd have probably thought it was a bit too woo-woo for me. I was sort of very straight down the line. And probably the first time I read it, I sort of had that, is this real? Is this really going to change my life in the back? And I just couldn't believe the difference that book made to my life in just 30 days. Because Wayne Dyer says, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And I never really understood that until I did that practice and started seeing, instead of focusing on the couple of negative things that might have been eating me away in my life, it helped me see all the good. And it just woke me up to how much we're surrounded by beautiful things if we stop focusing on those couple of negatives, Tim. Yeah, it's a fantastic little book. Just buy it and do that 30-day practice and see the difference in your own life. But for me, I needed a reason to read it. And it was I wouldn't have even come across it because I was just too busy. But fantastic little book. Couldn't recommend it highly enough if you do the practice.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the practice and the consistency that makes all the difference, doesn't it? And really that's across the board with anything you do, practice and consistency. Now, some of the challenges, what were some of the challenges that you faced during this journey? Because you're in a leadership position now with your affiliate marketing business. So you're guiding other people and helping them along the way. So what were some of your biggest challenges when you entered into this particular space with your affiliate marketing business?
Probably with a negative partner.
That's huge. That's big.
Yeah, and I was actually a closet builder with this business probably for the first 4 months, because I really knew I needed something. I needed this business for me and my happiness. And I wasn't even going to share it with my partner, because I knew if he said no or hoo-ha'd, I wouldn't have ever gone against what he said. And he'd seen sort of how much time and effort and things when I did the low ticket network marketing. And he was very anti that sort of type of business. And he would have seen this and gone, no, no. So I actually had to go in undercover and said, oh, I'm just investigating online business, because I knew I needed it. I died inside. I don't know if anybody else relates to this, but I felt, I remember walking through the workshop one day and I felt, I've died, but nobody's bothered to bury me yet. I just felt so dead inside. So I knew I needed this for me and my happiness and for my financial security for my later years. But yeah, so that was probably my biggest challenge to overcome. After about 4 months, I told him. He wasn't, and he was still negative. So sometimes I'd lift my positivity up, and one little look or word from him, and I felt myself sort of drawing back down. I'd hear him come in and quickly put my phone down and things. But now, hindsight, he's now my biggest supporter. So sometimes we've got to step through, because he's seen, it's not just the financial things I've been able to achieve, but he's seen how much it's helped me. And when your whole financial security is tied up in one person that you've worked your heart out for 7 days a week to achieve, and then that relationship is all tied to your financial security as women, sometimes we lose our voice. We don't speak up. We don't say things because our whole security is in that person. So now I'm finding, I'm still a quiet sort of a person, but I actually say some of the things I want to say now, instead of just swallowing it all. Starting to step into who I'd like to be instead of what I think he would like me to be. So it's been a journey of discovery, this business, but that's the beauty of our platform and the personal development and the community. Yeah.
It's amazing the personal growth you've had, and I know you're not unique in that, from just totally unexpected, I'm sure.
I would have to say, Glenys, that I just find you
You're dropping out a bit there, Ida.
inspirational, and just lifts me up to know you have an incredible way, and it is so gentle and natural, but there's such a strength in you, Glenys, that I haven't actually seen. I mean, I know that there are other people in this space that are quite strong, but there's something different about you and the way that you quietly have been able to work away at this and actually achieve some really big results. So do you ever, look at yourself and go, I can't believe I did it? Or would you ever have moments where you're like, oh man, I'm awesome?
Thank you for that. It truly means a lot. I just hope people look at me and see just an ordinary woman who could change her life because of the people she's surrounded by, and that they can believe they can do this too. Because I truly believe, because what I've grown through, I know that anybody can actually build this business, because you're not on your own. You have support, you have others doing it. And I've always tried to pat myself on the back for every little thing I do. So often we pull ourselves down for what we can't do. And I've started a thing in my team, and we look at every single little thing we can do, and we pat ourselves on the back for that and start to build ourselves up. It's so easy to pull ourselves down, but we need to become our own biggest cheerleader to succeed in life and do things like that. So every time I do something that stretches me, or I finish my checklist off for the day, good on you, Glenys, you're doing what it takes. And so over the years, I've just built myself up, and hopefully other women in my team are doing the same thing. So they're looking, they might never have been able to say, put their photo on Facebook. And when they do that, good on me, I'm winning, I'm getting better, I'm getting better. Yeah. So yeah, become our own biggest cheerleaders in this life, I believe. So.
Yeah. So was there ever a time where you felt like you weren't doing enough for your business? And if so, how did you manage to push yourself through that?
No, because there's always more to do. And I'd learnt that in probably when I came into this, I wanted to actually enjoy this journey. So that's why I just set myself small goals so that I could do those daily, feel good about myself and pat myself on the back. If I was in a great mood and I did more, fantastic, but I had little goals so that I'd never hit that over thinking, oh, I can't keep up with it, I can't do it. Probably a few little times in the early, probably that first 3 or 4 months, trying to learn the technology when I couldn't even copy and paste. I didn't know how to even do photos or screenshots or anything like that. So probably those times stretched me. And but yeah, I never let it sort of get to a negative situation. I just said, oh, knock off, take 15 minutes off and come back and have another go.
That's incredible. I'm the opposite in that I've had a lot of experience with IT and stuff like that since the 80s. And so the concept of someone having an additional layer of challenge, because it is an online business, and just to get my head around someone going online and looking at a screen and going, I have no idea what to do here. I've got so much respect for that, even though I find it a bit hard to get my head around it, because I can imagine that would be just totally daunting and underwhelming. And my hat goes off to you just for pushing through. And you're such a testimony and an idol to someone who, I love this whole idea of just small steps. Because while it's so critical to have the big goals out there, that again can be so overwhelming. And the fact that is you only get there by doing those little steps. And really that's all we have to concentrate on. And lo and behold, we're there in 5 years or 10 years or 3 years, whatever it is. So I love that. And also that that whole idea of the gratitude for yourself. And I talk about this quite frequently, to go out and just be kind to yourself and pat yourself on the back, as you said. And I love how you got the team to do that. And also just, it doesn't matter so much about the book, but the fact that you're guiding them through a book of something about that, being good to yourself, being grateful, enjoy life. Don't worry about all the big stuff because it all comes together and you can't plan that anyway, really. Let's face it. It's like being a farmer. The weather's the weather. You've got to work around that. So, I love those comments and the input you've given us. Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you, Tim, for those kind words. It's and I do believe we all bring gifts to this business, and it's all just showing other people what they can do too with their lives, that we're not stuck, that we can change things. That I used to always think when they were talking about money that rich people were different, or you had to be smart, or you had to be this. That was probably another thing that was holding me back. I thought, am I smart enough to see if this was a con in the early days? I doubted in myself because I'd always put my trust in what other people thought and what they said. So learning to trust ourselves again as well. So yeah, thank you, Tim.
That's a big one, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. So just a business strategy question. What was your strategy going in terms, did you do organic marketing? Did you do paid advertising? And what's worked best for you? I imagine someone with limited time that advertising would be a really good way to go. And did you have a VA, or do you still do everything yourself?
I did it organic because the tech side of advertising just scared me to bits. So I built it all organically, which takes time, but I actually really enjoyed it. I'd only ever posted one post before I started this business on Facebook. I'd only ever done one. So And I started to learn about, I actually love writing and sharing positivity, or sharing things that might inspire somebody else to believe in themselves or to take that step out of their comfort zone. I actually found I actually really enjoyed it. So it was my out, sort of. Some people paint or whatever, and I just found that was actually, I could lose myself in doing that writing. So I actually found I really enjoyed it and loved it. And I love taking pictures of my animals on the farm and things like that. So everything just married up for me in this business. So I stepped into advertising a little bit. I think I've only done 2 ads. I think I was fairly high in the business before I started doing those. And I still actually love the organic, because I love building connections with others and things like that. So I actually love the organic strategy. The ads were very good to me. I've had some beautiful people join my team through my ads. But yeah, and I still just love the organic strategy.
Yeah. How did you find with your, like, how long did it take before you started to really gain some momentum with your organic strategy? And what was it like for you to, I mean, I know you had experience with Amway, but what was it like to you entering into those conversations through your organic marketing? Because people did approach you and ask you. So what was it like for you initially, and how long did it take before you really started to gain some momentum?
I actually loved it because people were reaching out to me, whereas a voice in the back of your head of, how do I bring my business into this, or how do I get them to look at my business? Whereas in this, that all disappears, and we're just sharing ourselves on social media and sharing about this amazing business we've found, and people that are actually looking come to you, and then they reach out to you. So I actually really enjoyed it. I actually loved it, and feeling that I didn't have to know all the answers because of our training academy and platform, where people can go and learn all the science behind the products. They can learn all about the compensation plan. So I didn't have to know everything, because it's all in our platform. It's all provided there for us, and for them, so they can learn all the pure information, and it's not diluted from somebody that's trying to learn it and things. So I just found it fantastic. Just the difference between this and other systems that I'd looked at and things like this. I thought, wow, this is absolutely gold. We don't have to be good at sales, because we have even a sales team, DBS service, that does that on our behalf. All the things that I'd struggled with previously in the low ticket, like the approaching people and sales and the constant hustle and grind, there was none of this in this. So I'd go, wow, I can't believe this. Oh, this is fantastic. Love it. Loved every part of this business. I loved how all we're doing is just working with people that want something more in their lives and showing them how through this they can achieve it. So, yeah.
Wow. And was it long before you saw yourself getting results? And these were just posts that you were talking about, having a better life and working towards your goals and,
Yeah, and it wasn't, I probably hadn't achieved my better life then, but I saw a way to achieve a better. I saw my light at the end of the tunnel was probably what I was sharing, that I saw hope, that I could achieve the things I wanted. And I just shared about the things I was learning in the training academy and things like that, and how excited I was about this business. And I think it probably took me about a month or 2 months to launch my business. As I said, I was a bit slow because I was so busy. But probably by the 3rd month, I was having sales coming in. And because it's high ticket, it's high profit. So, yeah, probably my 3rd month, I had money coming in. Yep.
And how often were you posting? That's amazing. How often were you posting?
Every day. I set myself a goal when I started this business. I'd post every single day till I went 6A, which I did. I never missed a day.
That was once a day or a couple of times a day?
That was just once a day. If I did more, great. But no, I was only doing once a day because I didn't have time, and I didn't understand all about the scheduling and all the things I know now with technology. I didn't know then. So it was just once a day I do a post. Yep. But I learned how to get backup information. If I had a spare half hour, I'd do a quick scroll through Instagram. I found nice quotes and things. I'd save those. So on those days I came in, I always had a nice quote, and I just personalize it to myself of why that quote resonated with me, and I'd share that. So yeah, I always had backup for those times when you might have been feeling low, worn out, tired. I always had something I could put out.
Exceptionally organized,
Oh no.
Glenys.
that is something I wish I was organized. No, I just run around like a blue March hare and just, yeah.
Sounds it. It sounds it. Can't even imagine what results you would achieve if you know you were organized, because you like I don't know. I listen to you speak and I see you and I feel warmth in your energy, and you know, lucky to your team, lucky them to have such a gorgeous, committed person to help them along. That's really amazing. You know, ultimately what I've learned from you too though, Glenys, is that it doesn't actually, it's still, no matter what you and who you've got around you, it really does boil down to you, doesn't it? And you've done it under, you know, exceptional odds. And that's one thing that I have to say that I see time and time again in this space, is those that really want to do and those that don't really want to complain, you know. And there's a real, I think therein lies the difference between moving forward and being stagnant. And I say that, you know, knowing full well that I certainly have my complaining moments, but when I talk to someone like yourself, the energy that you emanate and that I receive from an interaction with you is extraordinary. And so thank you so much for bringing that forward. I think, you know, I really needed to hear that today. It was such a pleasure having you on our show. Tim, is there anything you want to add?
I just, I just reiterate what I just said, but I remember you doing a talk on what we call the huddle, and it was after probably several weeks. I was listening to, in fact, I've been listening to every single one since I started, except till recently, and it was so lovely to hear someone just knock the whole thing out in 30 minutes. Gave all the information, got all the history, because some of them just went on and on and on and went around. So that's why I thought, I love Glenys. She's fantastic. She sat down, explained how she got where she got, and it was so full of information in that 30 minutes or 31 minutes it was. It just stood out, and I've always remembered you since then. So I really appreciate you coming on. We both do, of course, and thank you so much. I mean, I'm sure I will be listening to this again just to get some more things out of us.
Oh my God, I'm thinking, okay, I need to make a reel so that I can just replay it over and over again when I'm having my not so motivated moments, because really that's how much value you're giving to us, Glenys. Thank you so much. It has been our absolute honor and privilege to have you on our landmark 20th episode. I can't think of a better person to have interviewed on awesome? This. And I really, really look forward to many more interviews with you as your business grows and as this podcast grows. You are an exceptional human being, Glenys. Thank you so much. Much love to you.
You both reduced me to tears, because the girl that was 3 years ago who didn't believe in herself, honours and thanks you. And the beauty of it is every single one of us have the opportunity where we can change our lives, and we're not alone on this journey.
No.
Yeah. And when others lift you up, like Tim and yourself, that gives us the opportunity to uplift others as well. And that's one of the beautiful parts about this business, where you go out in the real world, as they say. They don't sometimes think we're the real world, but this is the real world. You go out in the other world and you hear all the negativity, and where people are pulling other people down, and you think, no, we've got to uplift each other and make this world a better place, not just for ourselves, but for others. So thank you both so much. I feel very humbled and honoured to be invited, and thank you very much.
Thank you so very much. Thank you for turning my day around, Glenys. You're absolutely gorgeous. Lots of love and respect for you, and can't wait to meet you in person sometime.
Look forward to it. Look forward to meeting you both. Thank you.
Thanks. You take care.
You too.
Thanks,
bye now. Bye, Tim. Bye.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for listening, everybody. Thanks for
Yeah,
watching.
thanks everyone. Oh, just before we go, you can find Glenys on Facebook, Glenys J. Moore. Hit her up, have a conversation with her. She's absolutely beautiful, as you can hear from this podcast. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you all next week. Take care, guys.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.